Here's my Mawhai reflecting on my personal and professional learning contexts. Standard 1, Te Te Riri or Waitangi partnership. The question I ask myself here, am I being culturally responsive practitioner and how? Am I promoting tikanga Māori, te reo Māori in my everyday practice with my schools, teachers and whānau? And looking at this a bit closer, thinking about how I'm going to manage this, I need to increase my knowledge and strategies to help promote tikanga Māori and te reo Māori within my practice. I want to link to current and new cases, encourage the use of tikanga values and te reo Māori in the classrooms, increase my own knowledge and my use of te reo Māori, add to my mihi. The enablers for this, increase understandings and use of tikanga Māori, te reo Māori in everyday practice, engage with Māori Senko colleagues in research, Sonia and Angus McFarlane, and use my Māori language week resources I have as a base. Barriers. Sometimes time and connecting with the right people can be a challenge. However, I want to be able to do this. Ways that I'm thinking of including this into my practicum plan are including participation from my whānau, building confidence in my own use of te reo Māori, and building my mihi. Just building my everyday awareness of tikanga Māori and the using of the language. Standard 2 is professional learning. Personally, I ask myself, am I searching for new ideas and strategies to implement into my practice, and how am I doing that? Professionally, am I working interprofessionally, looking and using feedback from others to improve my practice? To increase my quality of my practice, I will need to connect with the appropriate professionals to help strengthen and improve my practice. Carry out research to help schools meet needs for all students. Allow and organise observations of my own practice to get feedback so that I can be better in my professional practice. Critically reflect on my practice and let others observe me so that I get learning from and about from others. In my practicum plan, I want to be able to do this through an EBI paper. We've got professional development IYT this year. I want to pull that in. I also want to take the opportunity to look at the TBA teacher and teacher aid modules, and I want to attend my supervisions so that I can hear from my practice leader and another RTLB and act on their feedback. Enablers for this to happen is going to be colleagues from other endorsements, forum posts, other RTLB research and my practice leaders. My barriers could be time to meet with other people, shortage of opportunity of different cases. At the moment my load is lower than normal and our structure is a little different. Standard 3 is building professional relationships. The question I ask myself here, am I fostering positive relationships with people I work with, and how am I doing it? Professionally, I ask myself, am I encouraging positive interactions, actively listening, using effective communication skills with all parties? As an RTLBF, I want to do this, and I need to improve all relationships. I need to do this by setting up positive, safe, hui environments. I need to allow people the time so they are heard and can share ideas. Practice active listening. Ensure that I'm being culturally responsive and prepare effective communications. Now, within my practicum plan, I'm working with new Māori students and new Samoan students. Now, Samoan students I've never worked with, so it'll be very important that I learn their culture and provide safe environments for these people. I'm also doing PD for 2 new schools, as our RTLB has left there, which he was there for 12 years. So building strong, positive relationships is going to be really important, and allowing them to listen and ask questions at the end of PD. I also need to promote my liaison role so that the school's clear of our RTLB service. Now, the enablers for this will be organising my meetings, getting to know my students and whānau. It'll be about preparing and organising appropriate questions prior to meeting, and allow whānaus to choose their venues and times that suit them. My barriers could be, some parents are reluctant to come to meetings, they have work commitments, There's also not enough, maybe not gathering enough information at my meetings. And time constraints for people. People work and it becomes difficult. Okay, standard 4, learning focused culture. Am I questioning myself personally? Am I fostering learning environments that promote inclusion, equity, culturally responsive practice? And how am I doing this? Am I encouraging inclusive environments and promoting students' well-being, recognising cultural differences, setting high expectations for students and teachers, providing a variety of learning approaches? As an RTLB, I'll need to implement inclusive and culturally responsive practices into my interventions. Ensure these are equitable learning opportunities. Create learning experiences where everyone is valued. Gather student voice to build engagement and ownership of learning. Build teacher capacity to promote responsive practice. I'm going to be doing this in my practicum plan by gathering student voice. I want to put it in and learn more about the principles of tuakana tēnei. I want to make sure that I'm putting in appropriate learning experiences so children can develop to their fullest and implement practices that are evidence-based, like circle time and peer writing. Number 5, standard 5 is about design for learning. Oops, sorry, I forgot to talk about my enablers. The things that are going to enable me to do this are my IYT strategies, tips for autism, and UDL strategies. Inviting the whānau to be part of my learning environment, participate in variety and add a variety of learning approaches and strategies. My barriers, schools insisting on removing children from their classes. The mindset will be difficult to shift that. Now, design for learning, number 5. Questions I ask myself, are my plans culturally responsive? Are they evidence-based? Are they inclusive? Do I set high expectations for students, and how do I do that? Professionally, am I encouraging learning to be driven by a rich variety of data from a culturally responsive, inclusive and evidence-based learning experiences? 5. As an RTLB, I need to gather rich variety of data to analyse. I need to ensure interventions are culturally and responsively and evidence-based. I need to ensure learning matches policies and all student contexts. I need to use the base of tā taiakoa, our codes, our standards, and ka hikatea. To do this in my practicum plan, I want to look at evidence-based practices. I want to look at interventions such as building blocks, which are showing children's strengths and next learning steps. I want to develop and find different ways to get my student voice, but I also want to make sure that my practices are inclusive. Now, the enablers for me to do this is capturing my student voice by using a variety of assessment tools, being in experts where needed. If I need to find some more information out, asking that into professional practices coming in. Find and use evidence-based practice. I need to learn more and understand national policies. Tā taiakoa, I need to delve into that a bit deeper. Barriers, not understanding always and using different assessment. Time to meet with other colleagues to improve my knowledge around gathering rich data. Teachers and parents are not always sharing all their information, so it's about really building strong relationships to get that information from them. 6, standard 6 is teaching. The question I ask myself here is, am I monitoring cases? Am I reflecting, feeding back, next learning steps? Am I building opportunities for Māori as learners? When zooming out and looking at my things I want to do as an RTLB, I need to monitor progress and feedback. I need to reevaluate learning. I need to ensure learning is equitable and ensure all students get an opportunity to learn. I want to use prior knowledge and want to promote Māori students learning as Māori. In my practicum plan, the ways I've done that is to be positive. I want to learn and take part in a Māori, kaupapa Māori school so that I learn the values. I want to lead clear communications with my teachers and students so they know where their learning is. I just want to ensure that I'm doing a culturally and inclusive practice and offering that for my students and my teachers. I need to increase my repertoire of learning strategies that are evidence-based. So this is my Mawhai. This year I've based myself on 3s mainly, odd 4, as I believe as my cases will come in during the year, I will be able to look on my practicum plan and reflect and find where I can find interprofessional learning, more learning through my students and my teachers and my whānau. But also personally, I feel there's a lot of growth to be done as I'm a fairly new RTLB, but I look forward to the challenges that this year brings.